on Instagram, man, sometimes you just gotta say it. Just fucking say it. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, you're gonna lose followers, backlash, be marked as a fucking bigot or a fucking racist. They have all sorts of terminology to back their fucking Luciferian order. You know, it's a dialogue, language of the court. Same with secular society. You know, humans are pack animals. So they've masterminded, how to ostracize or make people sound crazy that aren't fucking insane like they are. And you don't even have to be Orthodox Christian. You don't have to be any type of Christian, but just a good Christian. At this point, standing up for what is right is more important than dogma and religious stamps that you fall under. Because there's plenty of people in the Orthodox cradle Orthodox churches that I went to that all they did was go to EDM clubs, fucking poppy, pro LGBT, pro fucking government, basically just high level Masons in the Orthodox Church. And don't fall for a lot of these priests. They're saying the right things, but the undercurrent they're giving is still for the agenda. And I don't want to be mean, but people like a lot of YouTubers, Jay Dyer, Father Moses, all these guys, they're occultic in their content. If you can't read between the lines, they're pushing that shit for views. You got Orthodox bitches on Instagram that like their fucking thumbnail is like a pornography. It's clickbait. They want more attention. And then they give a fucking clever 40-second reel about how they're against porn and shit. It's like, why are you even fucking talking about it? Why are you going on Instagram and talking about fucking porn and shit and acting like some kind of fucking hero? Be encouraging, be edifying. What did Prince say? You're either here to be enlightened or be discouraging. Don't even fucking. Someone commented. Some actually Orthodox guy commented on Instagram, and he said, "Don't even talk about Masonic shit." You get so into like dropping the fucking passwords and talking about how everything's so fucking demonic for so many hours that you're still feeding that world. You're still feeding that charge by being a conspiracy theorist and by being so fucking against it. That's all you ever fucking talk about. You're still bringing attention to Satanism, which is Masonry. Masonic Christianity is Latter-day Saints. It's not a conspiracy. I mean, same handshakes, same rituals. They changed a lot of the rituals in the 80s because it was so fucking identical. The 5 points of fellowship. Literally, word from word, 5 points of fellowship from the Masonic third degree. See, I'm doing exactly what I just said. Don't fucking talk about Masonry shit, bringing attention to the darkness. I'm going through the 5 points of fellowship. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I'm fired up, man. What's up? Summer solstice. I'm amped up. I'm amped up. Get it? Amp world. Man, I feel so bad for those kids. I do. See, I'm grateful that I got to live my, good part of my 20s, before social platforms. There was a Facebook. Okay, when I was 22 or 23, there was a Facebook, because I remember I hooked up with this chick at the knitting factory. If you ever see this, what's up? But yeah, I mean, we hooked up in the bathroom. There was like this giant line. We were just fucking naked, fucking bumping uglies, just fucking her in the bathroom. Man, if you never done that, then that's probably a good thing. But anyways, so I don't know how she got a hold of like my drummer's Facebook and commented, like DM'd him like a few days later, hey, what's up with Trevor? Like, you know, and then my drummer's like, oh, she's got weird, you know, she said something weird on, I don't know. He said something that, I mean, that was a one night stand. And I forget what he said, but he was kind of just thinking like, you know, he was kind of on the same page as me. Like that was just something that just happened real quick, you know. You know, it's just, that was one thing about being in a band, you know, it's, you know, a lot of girls, you know, sex, drugs, rock and roll. Not really, some of the girls are attractive and they're cool. You know, like they're hipsters and they dress really cool, but like they're liberals, they're toxic. You know, these are fucking women that think they need to be worshipped and shit because they're hipster. They have bodies that are shaped well and they dress cool and they're intelligent and they want to find guys that fucking worship them. Child worship, you know? I'm having a little spaghetti. Fucking teeth are falling out. Man, I'm like so grateful every day that I'm not a Mason, that I never joined OTO or Mormonism. I started, I was going to become a Mormon for a little bit. It's normal to want this kind of like community. People are like, oh, I'm going to join Mormonism. I'm going to join this religion. Sorry, I'm eating with my mouth full. But the problem with that is you don't know why you want to be Mormon. Like this sudden fucking desire to become a Mason in your 20s. You're thinking, I don't know, maybe, you know, I'll get a good job meeting people in the lodge, or I'll become powerful or something, or girls will want to date me, you know. That's what you think the reason is. Oh man, we're getting to it right here. I'm going to flip this camera around and make some coffee. That's what you think the reason is. You're like thinking there's an external material reason you want to become a Mason. Some of you might even lie to yourself like, oh, well, meatball, baby. I just had a whole fucking meatball. Some of you might be like, well, maybe Masonry will teach me good morals. I'll learn to be more disciplined and appropriate in life. Bullshit. Some of you might actually be decent people. But usually it's people want to find some sort of community. It's a self-gratifying thing. Maybe I'll find a job. Maybe girls will like me. Maybe I'll become more powerful. Maybe I'll be protected from the police. Something like that. Usually that's sort of the reason why Costco, Yellowstone. I've seen one episode of Yellowstone and it was super dark and negative. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm going to sit around and watch this fucking spell casting. You know, all these fucking shows are dark, man. All these movies, it's spell casting. Like a lot of music. Probably my music too. So, we'll get into that a little bit later. Phone's flipping around, can't see comments. If you're commenting anything, I wish you the best luck in life. So, usually people think that's why they want to join. Oh, I'll be prestigious. I'll be a member. You know, really, when you become a Mason, you're like ostracizing yourself from society. Man, girls don't want to hang out with a fucking Mason. Some creepy ass shit. Most girls are a little more, you know, have a little better discernment than men. She's thinking, man, she's thinking she'll get fucking killed or raped or they're gonna turn her boyfriend gay, just weird shit. Curse the fucking family, which is all the stuff that goes down in masonry with the curses, and that is why you want to become a mason. It's Stockholm syndrome. So a lot of people in America, the good old boys, a lot of people reach Master Mason, in the 50s and 60s. In the 40s, there was certain states and communities where half the men in the community were Masons. A lot of Masons. And so what happens is you have these grandchildren of Freemasons, whether it's Eastern Star, your grandma, your great-grandma. My great-grandma was in the Eastern Star in Orange County her entire life. She held a high title. She was very prominent and known to be a member in the Order of the Eastern Star. I switched it up. I was doing zero sugar French creamer, but I switched it up to the Italian. I was like, I'm feeling a little zesty. I'm feeling bold. Let's go Italian. So, what it is you're trying to reconnect with the origin of your curse, basically, of your human weakness. Like the physical tiredness, the mental fog, the fucking fucked up nightmares, and all the fucking shit that you go through. And you're like, God, maybe if I get back into masonry like my grandpa did or my great grandpa, maybe I will be relieved of this human condition. Where instead you should be going the other way and maybe, I don't know, I would say become orthodox, but sometimes those ancestral curses, it's like the orthodoxy, it's like throwing gas on the fire. And it could cause psychosis and all sorts of things. But what I do recommend is, it's like apples and oranges, to say, hey, become a Lutheran now. No, really though, I was actually raised Lutheran. That was my childhood religion. I was legitimately Lutheran. Like went to a private Lutheran school and all sorts of shit. Okay, so anyways. What you want to do? Instead of trying to join a fraternity that takes up way too much time, you have to pay dues, you get roped into this whole fucking, you're probably already a member of a religion, or maybe you have a full-time job, now you get like roped into all these obligations, all this bullshit. You got pitched, bitch. You met some fucking Mason that like had a fucking ring on his finger and smoked a cigar and acted like he wasn't fucking scared of anything and had like a decent life, and you're like, shit, that could be me. It's like, no, that's not you. What you need to do, I don't know why, I know Roman Catholic Church is technically like has incorrect stuff compared to Orthodoxy, but for whatever reason their exorcism, it's way more efficient in many documented cases throughout the years. So there's a prayer on, you can find it online. It's really long. Forget the name of it, something Saint Michael, but it's a long. It takes probably 15 to 20 minutes to read. It's a long prayer, and it goes through each fucking degree. First, second, third, the 19th degree, the York Rite degrees, the 32nd degree, and it brings up all the things that happens in each ritual, down to the passwords, the actual, the rituals, the weird shit, drinking fucking blood out of skulls and like, just weird, being blindfolded and just weird crap. Crushing the fucking the priest's garments. I don't fucking know. I don't, never went to super high degrees. But anyways, it goes through like each degree, and it's legit. I mean, this is from the Catholic Church, so they're not like, some people, there's a lot of testimonies on YouTube, and some of the stuff is just not accurate to Freemasonry. I'm not saying they didn't experience that where they were at, but it's just like, it's just not maybe part of Freemasonry. But this is from the Catholic Church, so it's not, a made up document. But anyways, this prayer breaks the curses in a specific way completely, and you want to say that prayer. If you're interested in Masonry randomly, it's probably because your grandfather or great-grandfather was a Mason, and you're trying to reconnect or figure out where the origin of that curse came from. It's basically like the child in you trying to see what's wrong with your family. You know what I mean? So, but your mind is telling you, oh, you want power, connections, jobs. That's not why you want to become a Mason. You're trying to figure out what's fucking wrong with you. Okay, so instead of causing yourself more damage, it's like going from one bar to another bar. Get out of the bar, and you want to say that Catholic prayer, and then get busy in life. Exercise. A lot of exercise will help the physical curses and ailments. A lot of exercises. I've read all the degrees, the first 3, like legitimately from Lodge, and they are straight up. So it's just giant curses, basically. And I always laugh when, I have Masons that follow me on Instagram, and I follow Masons and stuff. I don't look at them as Masons, but just, as people. I try not to see the bad side people, but they're just long curses. Just like a couple pages, few, the first like 10 pages memorization. It's in question answer form. There's a couple paragraphs that are it's just like a giant curse. And how can you be like, oh, I'm Christian and I read all these curses because it's esoteric and I'm somehow gathering some sort of knowledge and it's helping me in some way? It's like, it's not. You see it all over their faces. I don't want to be judgmental, but even the two Masons will have either two kind of facial expressions. They'll have this like kind of clown, sarcastic facial expression when they're talking. Like they know they're full of shit and it's funny to them. Or they have this kind of like shell-shocked, like, I'm wrong, like I'm in the wrong, but I'm still talking about this shit kind of thing. Like they have something off with them. Like I've never seen an active Freemason talk about Masonry with a full heart, with the joy of the Holy Spirit, with confidence, with clarity. Never. Because it's fucking witchcraft. It's like when a fucking gang member's like talking about how his gang's like the shit. It's like, no, dude, you're in a fucking gang. That's not good. I don't care how you fucking word it and talk about the history of the gang or shit that's going down. It's like, it's fucking shady. That's how Masonry is. It's some shady shit. And that's why when a Mason is long enough, eventually he just becomes old school Mason, where they just don't say anything about anything. They've been stuck in this fucking cult that's been draining their energies, this Luciferian cult for fucking 50 years, and they're just fucking like, fucking paint on a wall drying, they're just stuck. And you bring up all this shit about their lodge that's they know it's true, and they're just like, I don't know about that. I've never heard of anything like that. Oh, it's not loose. We're Christians. We're a Christian charity organization. It's like, dude, you guys are so far-fetched. Fucking homo lodges. Homo lodges. That's what they are. Listen, there's different types of Freemasonry. There's your esoteric liberal Masons, then there's your like fucking whitewashed WASP, Protestant, white American, good old boy fucking military Masons. But ultimately, they have the same bylaws. Freemasonry is a speculative science based upon an operative art, and this could never change. Bylaw 25. Oh, you didn't know I knew some shit? What's up? What's up, bitches? Freemasonry is a speculative science based upon an operative art, and this can never change. Bylaw 25. You're like trying to fucking write that down. Oh shit, that's some deep shit. You fucking influencers and YouTubers ripping off my style and shit, getting all your ideas from me, but then ignoring me and shit when I comment. Fucking posers. Fucking bitch posers. It's gonna be fucking judgment day for a lot of influencers, corporations. You could only hire so many PIs. Fucking put them in the ground. Put your bitch ass fucking people in the ground. I'll say it one more time for you fucking stoners out there. They could hardly fucking register what's going on in life. Freemasonry is a speculative science based upon an operative art, and this can never change. Basically, we're going to make up a bunch of shit. That's what Masonry is. It's like all these like famous occult figures. We're all Masons, and they all kind of created like their own sort of kind of like religion or group. You have Joseph Smith, Freemason, created Latter-day Saints. You have Aleister Crowley, French Freemason, created OTO, which is such a huge group that for a while OTO was originally meant to be the ultimate free Masonic order that unifies all like the little appendant bodies of Masonry. It was supposed to be like the complete Masonry. That's what Joseph Smith said though too. He said that Mormonism is true Masonry. So all these Masons create these super cult groups, Church of Scientology, all these super occult groups that are supposed to be like these like super Masonic orders. But at the end of the day, these people are fucking just delusional, and they're making shit up. They're all getting ideas from the same spirits or demons. It's similar. That's why when you talk to people that are into tarot cards, they always talk about like the same, like, oh, this could be happening. I'm sensing like signature fraud, or people are talking behind your back. Just they're always bring up like the same 10 or 11 horrible scenarios that could happen in someone's life. That's kind of like called gaslighting. But what it is they're all that shit's coming to them. It's demonic. It's living in uncertainty. It's thinking, oh, what if all this bad shit happens to me? So they're basically working in people's fears to do their craft, which is, I'm not going to say it's a fraud or a scam, but it's demonic. Maybe some stuff they tell people does help people. I've heard stuff that from tarot card readers that I'm like, okay, that's actually a good idea, or that sounds correct, and you use it for your good. But I would say 90% of it is just basically demonic ramblings It just is, man. I mean, it's all the same shit. It's just like how old punk rock music, underground punk rock music, has like the same spirit. You know, there's 50 different bands, but it kind of all sounds like the same crap. Same with the tarot card readers. Just the same crap. Ooh, I'm gonna heat up my coffee. I'm gonna sit down. I had a lot of the songs I write come to me in dreams, and like rocking out, that song on my EP 5 that I just dropped a month ago. That song came to me in a dream. Like the lyrics, the chord progression. The chord progression I wrote in consciousness awake. But anyways, I woke up and I was having this dream and I was singing this song. And it's just so fucking cool. It really is. It's just got this fucking 90s, like late 90s, just indie vibe. It's fucking cool. It's just the lyrics, the melody line, everything came to me in a dream. Chord progression. As soon as I woke up, I was, kind of half asleep, half awake. I'm kind of humming this melody line. I'm thinking of the lyrics and what I was singing in the dream. And I was like, oh, I need to get my notebook. So I didn't want to get up, but I got up anyways, went and got my notebook, wrote down all the lyrics, the chord progression. I've been playing music long enough. I remember when I was younger, like older cats used to be able to do this, but I could hear a melody line and go, it's this chord, this chord, this chord, this chord, this chord, this chord. Like whatever 5 chords or 4 chords it is, the song, I could just hear it and basically just know exactly what notes they're playing. I don't have to see them play anything. I could just hear it and go, okay, that's a C chord, that's F, that's A minor, that's G, or whatever it is. So anyways, like I heard the song in my dream, and I think they call it perfect pitch or something, perfect sound, I don't know, but I wrote down the chord progression and the melody line. I recorded the melody line with my phone because I'd forget. If I didn't record the melody line, if I tried to sing it to you right now, I would have forgotten it. So I recorded the melody line with my phone, wrote down the chord progression, and wrote down all the lyrics. There's a lot of lyrics. Like I remembered like 12 or 13 lines from the song in my dream. So I am going to, I guess that's the next song I'm going to record. I really wanted to take a break. I just finished a 6-minute and 36 second instrumental that sounds like it would be in a major motion picture, like a Viking movie or a pirate movie. It's super fucking epic. It has this modern world sound, but it's also super classical. An orchestra could play it, Philharmonic Orchestra. It's just the most published, mature, put together song I've ever recorded. And that's going to be releasing on July 10th. And I think, like, quick side note, I think I'm going to just do instrumentals because I'm 41 and I'm not trying to be fucking Nirvana over here, like yelling and singing, and I'm not interested. The kind of rock music I play, I'm not really interested in socializing with the kind of people that listen to that music. So it's just pointless, I don't want to be, doing the whole, I did it already. I was, in a band when I was 22 and had a really pretty girlfriend, and we played concerts all the time and had good times and after parties and went to different clubs and I did the whole fucking thing already. So for me to try to redo that, it's just, I think I did it like pretty good the first time. So, but I do like writing and recording music though. Like I genuinely to do that naturally. I enjoy that process. So I'm gonna just record basically soundtrack stuff for instrumentals and for movies, content, whatever. Or just, I mean, this song I just recorded, it could be on one of those, you know, those instrumental radio stations that old people listen to, and it's just, you hear like this perfect little song. It sounds like that. It doesn't even sound like me who did it. It's great. It's so anyways, I got that. And then I have a rock instrumental that has a total indie, like a 90s indie hipster vibe. And that is a 5-minute and 20-second instrumental that's being released on July 7th. That song, that's a great song. That song actually has lyrics, and it's going to be on my EP that I'm dropping in October. It's going to be a 5-song EP I'm dropping in October. And that's probably going to be the last, you know, rock, pop kind of stuff I do. As far as, you know, pretty typical structure, verse, chorus, rock and roll, fucking whatever you want to call it. Indie rock, you know, punk rock, pop, you know, there's a few different styles that's going to be on the EP. You know, one song's got this kind of rockabilly. Jen is in a paper dress, you know, rockabilly vibe. It's like punk rock, rockabilly. Take It All Back is going to be on that EP. These are going to be revised versions. I'm going to clean them up. Take It All Back is kind of like country pop rock. So anyways, it's going to be the last, you know, 5 songs. And I'm going to make these songs sound fucking perfect. I'm going to spend months on them. So it's going to be like my last 5-song published work that's, you know, something that you would hear on a radio station, like a rock and roll, a modern, you know, rock and roll radio station. Man, navigating through all the bullshit is not really that difficult if you just... I mean, you can see why a lot of people are trying to become Orthodox right now. But even that, you know, even that's a community that has a group conscious. I mean, you could be ostracized from an Orthodox church just like you could a Masonic lodge. Sorry, Ginger, I almost crushed you. Yeah, meaning, back to bylaw 25, Freemasonry is a speculative science based upon an operative art, and this can never change. That's from the Grand Lodge of Oregon. Now, what are the bylaws in other states? I don't know. Another misconception about Masonry, that it's this like single giant Illuminati order, and you could rise up through the ranks and become this like global superstar, this like global important figure. Every state has a different Grand Lodge with different rules. But it's still similar. It's like kind of like Taekwondo studios. It's the same shit. They just do it a little differently. Like in California, you have to have 3 people sign your petition. And in Oregon, it's 2 people. I don't know if I have that backwards. I forget. It's been a long time. But yeah, I think it's 3 people in California. The processing fees are different. You know, like in California, it's $650 to get your enter-apprentice degree, and in Oregon to do a degree is like, I think it's like $150. I paid like $155 or $160. It's just a lot less. So things like that. But you know, basically the rituals are pretty much are sort of similar. He's micro deer, like a little bunny rabbit. She's been so clingy lately. She's just super clingy. But the thing about Orthodoxy is it's sort of similar to Masonry. It's like the rituals. You got to do the rituals, do the prayers, say the creed, do the things. You got to do the fucking things. And if you don't do the things, you're not part of the group. That's just how Masonry is. You got to do the things or you're not part of the group. It's how it is every religion, Mormon, Catholic. So I don't know. I think like all these religions are man-made, you know, and I don't think any of them are divine, and I don't think any of them are like the way. It's just another man-made system. You know, Muslims, they're fucking convinced their shit is like directly from Angel Gabriel, and it just makes all these people sound fucking crazy that like, you know, angels came to them and showed them the way. It's hard to even like it's hard to even, I don't know how these religions are even still around. You know, Joseph Smith Mormonism, like God and the angel Gabriel and another angel and Jesus all came to him in the forest and told him that this is how you do it. You know, it's just like fucking crazy shit. But to play the devil's advocate, all the like traditional Christian churches, that's what they believe in. They believe some angel came and told somebody something, you know. So you can't say Mormon's full of shit when your religion says the same thing as theirs does. Some fucking heavenly angels came down and told people some shit, and that's how it is. A lot of these religions start that way. That's how, was it, Prophet Muhammad, you know? Angels came down to him and told him there's one God and all the other religions are not the God. So it just sounds like it's either like a pitch. It's like either a delusional sales pitch or it's like demonic spirits. It's either crazy people or crazy people being involved with the demonic. It's one of the two. But it's just interesting how all these religions start the same way. So maybe there are fucking beings out there that come down and talk to people. I mean, imagine if that happened to you. Imagine if literally some angels came down and told you some next level shit. You'd be off and running with your religion. Man, maybe they're just fucking with us, you know? Let's fucking start like 10 religions down there and just watch them fucking kill each other. Humans are so fucking stupid, you know? I don't know. But I'm kind of, you know, I hashtag anti-state. Anti-New World Order. That's truther language. I'm not even going to say conspiracy, you know. There's a language in the truther community. There's a language in the Orthodox community. There's a language of the court. The police have a language. All these different communities on earth have their own little language attached to their group. Freemasons, Mormons, and it's kind of like, I don't want to say like a beehive, like a group consciousness, but basically I don't want to be under any kind of religion or flag, you know. And I noticed the less I go to Orthodox Church, the more serenity I have and the more compassion I have on myself and others. You know, the harder you are on yourself, the harder you are on others. Because when you're going to the Orthodox Church all the time, it's like you have to... Well, actually, Orthodox Church is one of the easiest religions to be a part of. Because you could literally just go to liturgy and leave and not talk to anybody, and nobody's going to give you a hard time. It's not that type of religion. It's probably one of the only religions that's not like that. All the other religions, maybe Catholic too is like that. You go to Mass, leave, not talk to anybody, no one's going to give you a hard time. All the other religions like Mormonism, Protestants, Freemasonry, these religions are like movements. So you have to keep them going. So you have to make sure everybody there is like actively participating in keeping that group going, basically. You know, and like Masonry is really hard to leave. One of the Holy Fathers says it's like quicksand. You get stuck in that shit, and it's just the longer you're in it, the harder it is to leave. And it's structured like any cult where you have to pay dues. So now you're financially invested. You've done all your memorization. Okay, so now you have a sense of sort of like obligation, like, oh, I did all this memorization. It's like, dude, you just memorized a bunch of fucking curses. That's nothing to be proud of. That's not like a fucking college degree or erecting a building or actually doing something in life that's like, we're like getting a black belt, which I did, first degree black belt in Taekwondo. That's something to be proud of, getting a black belt in a martial art. But memorizing a bunch of curses. So, but all these things are designed to kind of like keep you in the group. Like, well, dude, you memorized all the curses to the first degree, but you're not like, you're a Freemason, but you're not like a full member Mason. You have to be a Master Mason. So now you got to memorize all the curses in the second degree and do all the rituals and shit. And you're like, fuck, okay. So you do that one, and then it's like, well, shit, I already did the first and second degree with all the curses and all the rituals, and I'm feeling more and more uncomfortable. It's getting more and more demonic. It's weirder and weirder, and really you want to leave, but you're already financially obligated, and you think something bad's going to happen to you if you leave, just like in AA or Mormonism or any other kind of cult. You get close to these people, they have your phone number, and then you feel obligated. You don't want to let people down. You're people pleasing, and you're trying to reconnect to where your curse is coming from, because you're already fucking cursed before you enter into a lodge. Only someone that's cursed and fucked up would want to be a Freemason. Just like a lot of these other religions, you already got to be fucked up to even want to join these groups. And so then you do the Master Mason, and now you're like, well, God, I went through all that memorization. I paid all the dues. I did all the fucking shit. And then you're like, okay, that was stupid. And then they're like, well, if you really want to climb into wisdom, if you want to climb higher into wisdom and light and have the full benefits of the Masonic kingdom, then you should join a pendant body like Scottish Rite or York Rite. And then you're like, well, fuck, maybe I should, because all that shit was fucking stupid. So maybe I should do more because I'm a fucking idiot. And so then you join the Scottish Rite and you're like, fuck, now I got to do like fucking 32 fucking degrees, and then you do all of those, and then you're just another fucking creep running around with a little fucking gay skull Masonic ring. And then every now and then somebody acts like they fucking give a shit, and they're like, oh, dude, Masonry. And then you act like, oh yeah. Oh, it's not what you think. Believe me. It's not what they're telling you it is. And then you kind of have a little bit of whatever. But the problem with that is you are cursing yourself even more and your family when you should be saying the Catholic prayers to basically give yourself an exorcism even before you started your fucking first degree. And then you're not carrying around that yoke of Luciferianism, that heaviness. I was into the occult for so fucking long. No, well, not so fucking long, because I'm only 41. Okay. I studied the occult for a good 5 years. Long enough to feel like shit all the time. Long enough to feel fucking tired and fucking drained and all fucking weird and shit. I studied the occult long enough to feel fucked up. And I will say in a weird way, like, honestly, religions have that same kind of effect. Even Orthodoxy, they walk around like they're in some zombie state. Like, I'm in this repentive state. Like, they're fucking monks, like, oh, I make sign of the cross again. I'm so sorry for being alive. I got to be more Orthodox. I got to do this thing. It's just like Masonry. You're in this fucking thing and you feel like you have to do this thing. And when you get out of Masonry, you feel great. And when you get out of organized religion, you feel fucking great. And you're like, wow, I have all this like clarity. I'm not judgmental. I'm not like pretending I'm like some religious scholar that has to debate and stuff and be like this little mini Jay Dyer out in the world and stuff. Walking around with your fucking ropes on and your fucking icons hanging around your car and stuff. It's fucking weird. You might as well be a fucking Hindu person. You might as well be some fucking Hindu fucking with all these like Hindu god statues around. It's like the same fucking shit. But I will say that if you want to get rid of your Masonic baggage, the only thing that will do that for whatever reason is the Roman Catholic prayers that are designed specifically for that. For whatever reason, the Orthodox Church doesn't have those prayers. I don't know if because there's not like that many Masons in like Eastern Europe and the Middle East. A lot of those Arabian Semite countries have Masonry. It's not really over there. It's more of a Western thing. Hence, Western Roman Empire Catholic Church has a prayer specific for it. There are prayers to relieve curses in Orthodoxy, but they're like super short in general. They're maybe a couple paragraphs. It's just a short general prayer to protect you from Satan. But that's not doing it. You have to do these Catholic prayers that takes 20 minutes to read, and they're designed for each degree in it. How do you get rid of darkness? You put the light on it. So you have to talk about each fucking thing you did in each degree and rebuke each little fucking physical ritual, each fucking word, each fucking thing. You have to fucking rebuke that shit in Jesus' name and go through it all. And then do a super prayer and you have to do it for your family and all this stuff. And in this gets rid of Mormonism in your family, gets rid of Jehovah's Witness in your family, gets rid of all these little subcults, all of that crap. Eastern Star, all of it. It gets rid of all of that in your family. You have to get it all out. You have to do a full house cleaning. You can't just be like, well, okay, I'm in this Masonic house and I'm going to go in the backyard and do Orthodox prayers for a few years and I'm healed. It's like, no, you're in the Orthodox Church with all that Masonic baggage and you have to do the Catholic exorcist prayers. Orthodox priests are not equipped in America or in other countries to do a Masonic exorcism. They don't have what it takes. Okay, yeah, they're the oldest church and the Church of the Apostles, and they are the correct dogmas and economical councils, and they have all the correct liturgies and everything, but they don't have the ability to rid you of Masonic curses. And I know a lot of Orthodox people are going to disagree with me, but I don't really fucking care because the experience that I've been through has proven that, and I think actually some Orthodox Christians would actually agree with me. For whatever reason, the Roman Catholic Church has the board on exorcisms, and everybody knows that. They even had extreme cases in Europe, and they brought Orthodox priests, couldn't do an exorcism, Lutheran priests, couldn't do an exorcism, and time again, it was only a Roman Catholic priest speaking specifically in Latin that could rid you of demonic manifestations, demonic influences, and demonic attacks through ancestral curses, so on and so forth. It was only a Roman Catholic priest speaking in Latin. Those are the only ones. And there's some people out there, like maybe some Orthodox and Protestant people will be like, yeah, because they're super fucking demonic and the demons listen to them because they're on the same side and shit. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna look so deeply into it like that. I'm just saying that for whatever reason, in my experience and in a lot of other people's experience, the Roman Catholic Church is the only ones that could do a complete exorcism of Masonic curses. I don't know. I didn't make this shit up. I'm not deciding this. Like I hereby, Trevor, I think it's just from a lot of, other cases, so I got to heat up my coffee. I love being a published secular musician, but like going off on shit that is probably so horrible for my music career. You would never hear a famous musician going off on, you know, ancestral curses and religious stuff. It's just what's on my mind, you know. That's one good thing about having just not that many subscribers or followers. You just go off on whatever you want. You're not held hostage by the group conscious. But yeah, I always give Jay Dyer props. So he has over 100,000 subscribers, and he gets into these topics regularly. That's pretty impressive. But he's also not a musician. He's a fan. Why do I want to always give that guy a hard time for some reason? I feel like he needs it. I had some trippy dreams last night. I'm not going to go into I'm sorry, but I hate people when you're in an AA meeting or wherever you're at work and someone's like, oh God, I had this dream about this. And it's just like, oh God, please fucking stop. Don't tell me about your fucking dreams. Please don't. I don't care. I don't fucking care. It's like when you're like, whatever, you're out doing whatever and someone's like, God, I barely slept last night. I had like 3 hours of sleep, and you're just like, really? You're gonna put that shit in my head and then you don't sleep that night? It's like fucking people word cursing each other and shit. It's like, keep your shit to yourself. You didn't sleep? Fucking go take a nap. Don't tell me about it. You had a crazy dream? I'm fucking sorry. You know, I don't want to fucking hear about that shit. You know, have some... What is that? I've been live 52 minutes. I feel like my phone's gonna die. I think I'm gonna wrap this live up. If my phone dies, all this will be lost forever. Which would be okay. So yeah, what did we go over? Freemasonry is a speculative science based upon an operative art, and this could never change. So Freemasonry is all about finding another way, whatever that is, just anything but the traditional way. That's the ultimate result of Freemasonry. But all the rituals up to that, it's just witchcraft. That's actually what Freemasonry is. It's just straight up witchcraft. It's a witchcraft religion. That's what it is. I'm gonna coin phrase that. Freemasonry is a witchcraft religion. Simple. That's it. So it's a witchcraft religion, and they think they're freeing you, and you're becoming your true self. You're becoming liberated through these witchcraft rituals, when really you're just fucking yourself up. And I really like hearing a lot of truths. And a lot of times I'll be watching YouTube videos or Instagram, and I'll hear other truthers that say shit in a way that I never thought of. And the more we speak truth against the occult, which is in the government, which is in corporations, the symbolism holds power. Certain symbols throw out Luciferian energy. It's like a power grid. When they're like, Masons are like, we're builders. It's like, yeah, you're building a fucking satanic fucking empire on this taken land from Indians. It's just bad on bad. It's all bad, as they say on the street. You know, this is Indian land, first of all, and not only has it been taken over by Masons, there's a satanic power grid being built in the government through corporations, through spellcasting, through music, film, propaganda, all this shit. So the more you speak up about this, you're igniting other people's minds, and you're putting like a flame of this true spirit, God, truth, putting a flame in people, and then they start talking about it. Then everybody starts talking about it, and pretty soon people stop buying products with refined sugar in it, which is actually poison. had to take over and control people, slowly poison them, weaken them. Fuck, I'm too tired to talk about the shit that's going on. I got to work. I'm tired from all that refined sugar and shit. It slows people down. It's like another dart from the enemy, refined processed sugar. So speak about this shit. Don't buy stuff with processed sugar in it. Start there. Eat seafood for a couple months. Have mercy on land animals. Give the animals a break. Don't stop going to these satanic religions. Stop acting like you're getting paid to fucking support these corporations when they don't give a shit about you. Stop the Stockholm syndrome, protecting the government when they're psychotic, satanic, sexual, fucking perverted creep masons. These people that are in the police force, the people that are in the military, staging wars to do cash grabs. We're all paying all this money for gas for 4 months from this staged war in Iran because they've lost so much money from electric vehicles and electric scooters. It's a match. It's a game. It's not a game, but it's, them trying to continually fuck with us and us trying to figure out ways to live without them fucking with us. Like, hey, let's have electric scooters and not buy these obnoxious $100,000 cars because some fucking maniac celebrity or influencer is driving around and saying they love planets and fucking, and they took their vaccines or whatever. It's like they keep fucking with us. I mean, COVID, they shut down the country for 4 years. Their little demonic, their tentacles are in every place where they were able to shut down every business and corporation, which is them saying, hey, every leader in every business is part of our Luciferian agenda. So that was a power move, and the whole gas thing was a cash grab. And they do this shit, and then when it's over, right when the people are having their breaking point, and God basically restrains them and punishes them, and they pull back a little bit, we act like just another thing that happened. When we need to stop watching mainstream news, and we need to stop being compliant with anything that has to do with the government, corporations, and most 95% of religions. Because they're all in bed together. And you Orthodox out there that think you're all fucking, like, we're the Church of the Apostles. We've been around for thousands of years. Okay, then why are your fucking bishops Freemasons? I'm Greek Orthodox. Technically, I'm Antiochian Orthodox. I went from Antiochian Orthodox to Greek Orthodox. Why are our bishops there's like 2 of them that are known Freemasons? And then people are like, well, pray for them. It's like, no, it's you guys are all in on it. Most of the Orthodox, cradle Orthodox Christians in America are living in a Luciferian way. It's just what's happening, everybody is, and the only way, you got to just basically stop supporting corporations, film, music, anything like mainstream or backed by a major company has a demonic frequency in it. Then you'd be like, well, fuck my life, I'm gonna be like a Mennonite, and be like an Amish person, drinking like raw goat's milk and fucking making my own clothes and shit. Maybe, I don't know. So that's why I say at least just start by not buying any product with refined processed sugar. Because now all these major companies are starting to be like, this has no processed sugar in it. They're starting to just change their shit around. This is an example of people all consciously getting together, making the right decision, not buying refined processed sugar, which is behind like almost every ailment, and forcing these corporations to change. So this is, you're not going to hear a lot of people talk about this stuff on YouTube, even though actually more and more people are. You could only watch so much dumb, funny shit. Oh my God, that's so relatable, dude. Oh shit, that's so funny, man. You could only watch so much of that before you got to have some sort of spiritual awakening, God consciousness of, man, this shit is fucked up. You know, we're living in houses that cost about $10,000 in material to build, including labor, and we're selling them for $4 million. That's the kind of shit that has to go. That's oppressive. Usury, Stockholm syndrome with the government, all that shit. You don't gotta do anything anybody tells you. People get arrested and they just get thrown to jail. They don't know it's their right to say, I want to speak to a judge. You don't have to go to jail. You could literally refuse legally to go to jail, even if you just fucking kill like 5 people and rob a bank. They can't put you into jail. People don't even fucking know their rights. Don't kill 5 people and rob a bank. I'm just saying. It's just the kind of shit. What it is we were trained how to react to law enforcement through television. We were programmed. So when you were watching all those TV shows in the 80s and the 90s, it's always the smart, attractive people that have their lives together, like the cool people being super compliant to law enforcement. So when you're like a 9, 10-year-old impressionable child and you're watching the smart, intellectual, cool people be compliant and on the side of the police department, you're like, that's going to be me. And then you grow up and you realize that police departments are fucking satanic weirdos that are protecting these satanic weirdos. You were duped. You know, we were all duped, basically, in this American dream. Why do you think it's called the American dream? Return to your regular programming. They're not even fucking hiding it. They're not even creating new words. They're just putting it right there in your fucking face. You are being programmed. So, yeah, that's crazy. So, you know, that's why you see people say like hashtag wake up. It's like, yeah, wake up. People are in a dream. And when you walk around society, you could tell like, oh, this person fucking doesn't know shit. You know, you just look at him and be like, this person's a fucking brainless fucking idiot. And it's like the Matrix. Some people want to be there. Some people have heard some shit and they've been given little breadcrumbs to go to an awakening, a spiritual awakening. And they're like, they don't want it. No, I just want my fucking $60,000 a year job. I'll put in my 8 hours a day. I'll go along with the fucking program. I don't want to be bothered. I just want my fucking fast food. I want to watch my fucking Sopranos. I want to take my bong rips at the end of the day. I just want my wife. I don't want anyone to kill my wife. Or I don't want anything to fuck with my job. I don't want to be on a fucking list from the government of someone that's an anarchist or a terrorist. They're the fucking terrorists, okay? The government has committed one terrorist act after another through deception and staged events and gaslighting for like fucking 150 years straight. Nobody's done that but them. They're behind the cartels, everything. Government, behind everything dirty. So don't fucking worry about being blacklisted from them. Fucking the gang, the Masonic gang of pedophiles. You're worried about being ostracized by a bunch of fucking pedo fucking creeps? That's who you're worried? Oh, people are not gonna like me. You know, it's just fucking, people are so fucking stupid. Anyways, I got shit to do today. You guys have a great one.